Hello everyone, this is Nicklas and welcome back to a new episode from my Minecraft Lab series. I'm trying to figure out if there are actually any hostile mobs in this world. And as you can see, there are at least very few of them, right now at least. And I will soon show you why this may be the case, that we have almost no hostile mobs here. I actually see a skeleton over there, so, and a creeper. So, but very far away there is a zombie, but very few mobs actually. And that is good, because that is actually the intention here. Because I've tried to do a system where we actually have a lot of zombies in the spawn chunks staying there, and that should prevent hostile mobs from being spawned in the world, but it actually doesn't work as I expected it to do. And you see here that we have guardians here. The thing is that my main problem now is not the elderly guardian that give me mining fatigue, but the problem here is that I'm trying to do some building stuff. And let me just drink some potion here, so we are able to see anything. It's really dark here. So you see there are quite a few guardians here, quite many actually, and that is the most annoying. You can't work here. So I'm trying to put up this jack-lanterns thing, the glowing pumpkins. And I actually don't know where that word comes from. The jack-o'-lantern thing, I don't know. We don't call it that in Swedish, so we don't have it in Sweden basically. We do have these pumpkins that we put some lighting in at Halloween, but that is all. So, but anyway, there are a lot of these guardians here, and it's most annoying, so it's close to impossible to work here. I've been quite lucky here now for almost a minute, but now you see that suddenly, whoa, you get attacked by 5 of them at the same time, and then you're really in big trouble immediately, and you have to leave as quickly as you possibly can, because if things starts to go bad when fighting those guys, you will lose your stuff, and it will end up on the bottom of the ocean here, and then it will be close to impossible to pick it up actually, unless you have really good gear and are able to despawn all the guardians and things like that. But that is not always the case. In any case, in any way, sorry. I want to do some more building stuff here, and I will of course fight those elderly guardians as well. But I'm quite disappointed that I was not able to remove the guardians by having all the zombies in the spawn chunks, and I will show you. So that will be an extremely short tour of my world here. I will just put away some of my stuff here, because I will of course continue to put those glowing pumpkins in place there later on. I will have to get some more pumpkins as well. Okay, so down in the nether, and I have prepared a very small aisle here to get back to my main base, and as you can see, we don't have that many mobs here. Let's check out here. We have a few pig zombies, but they can actually be here. They can may have been around already when I was in the nether last time, and they haven't despawned because I've been out of the nether. Someone is shooting after me. And so let's see here, but you see that there are quite few mobs here, and I actually think that those zombies that I will very soon show you. They are actually affecting the spawn rate here, and so it's almost working, but it's not working perfectly. So let's get back here. Yes, and you see that the mobs are almost not moving actually. They're almost just standing there still. So I think that is due to the fact that I have actually close to 300 zombies in the spawn chunks here that we will get to. I prepared a portal at that place. I have a zombie spawner very close to the spawn chunks, and and here we have the zombies, and I put them together in this small room here, and I dropped down to 2 FPS here. There are just too many of these guys. So there are 297, close to 300, and there are in total 400 entities in this area. So I can almost not move here. So and why do these guys not despawn? Let me show you if I can find a way here. I think I prepared a very, very narrow small path here, like this. Yes, lucky me. Okay, so here we have the spawner. So this is the straightforward way of taking care of a spawner. You know, 4 air blocks in each direction from the spawner, or sideways direction I should say. In the vertical direction at least 3 is sufficient. We have a dropper here, and in this dropper, if I can access it like this, and you see that we have feathers here. We are these feathers are thrown. There is a new feather thrown out every 3 seconds or something, and some of the zombies will pick up these feathers, and when they have picked up a feather, they will not despawn even if I leave the area. And you see here is the small oscillator circuit that is ticking this dropper every 3 seconds. And also you see here is an item elevator. So the feathers are going, the feathers that are not picked up by the zombies, they're sliding along this icy path in the water current, and they're getting back, and then they're getting up this elevator, and then they're going down this hopper here. So they will be recycled. So all that are not used, they get back into the system again and are thrown out here. So that is really working really nicely actually. Now let's see here. So here you see the water current, the zombies are going there, and it's extremely laggy. I have a 2-3 FPS here is only, so bear with me. And also the feathers are also going this the same way, of course, and those that are not picked up, they end up below those zombies and getting in a new water current here, and it's so extremely slow. Now it's released again. So when you get a few chunks away from those zombies, suddenly the FPS is at 60 again. And you see that, okay, so all the feathers are coming here that are not picked up. They're coming here, you see, and then they're going up this item elevator here. Actually, there are a few of those mini zombies stuck here as well. It's not a really perfect solution, this one, but it works. Maybe I should have done something to I should have some more of this night vision potion as well. I should have done something to prevent the mini zombies, but never mind that small detail. So in any way, these guys are in the spawn chunks, And the spawner over there, it should be just outside of the spawn chunks actually. And but I'm not entirely sure. It could be really on the border. So it is a very close call. So how do we know that this is the spawn chunks? What we can do here now, and it's a very simple experiment. I will throw out items here on the ground. And I don't have any more blocks available. Let me grab a few stacks of stone. And I will throw this on the ground. And if it is spawn chunks. Whoa, 1 FPS, 2 FPS. It's not really that simple to move around. Now it's 20 FPS. So if it is the spawn chunks, these items will despawn after 5 minutes, even if I'm not around. And so let me go down this entire aisle that I prepared here. This was the way I got here to this spawner, because this spawner I looked it up through a small program that I've written to search for spawners and other things. So I knew where the spawner was, and I knew that it should be very close to the spawn chunks, but I was not sure if it was inside or outside. So here you see this system that is here with the redstone thing. It is something that I built half a year ago, trying to do chunk loading to load chunks from. So there is a small oscillator in the spawn chunks that will send out a signal, and that will update these pistons and redstone all the way back to my base. But unfortunately it was lagging the world too much, so it was impossible to play when I had this running. The intention was to keep my chunks loaded at my base, even if I were not around, but it didn't really work as intended, basically. So now I'm running away from this area. So items that are in loaded chunks will despawn after 5 minutes, and items that are outside of the loaded area, basically all chunks that are not close to me or in the spawn chunks, those items will continue to be in the world, because those entities are not updated at all, because that part of the world is unloaded. So now if we follow this tunnel here, we will get back to my base actually, and I will stay there for 5 minutes. I will throw an item on the floor and wait for it to despawn, and then I will run back, and we will see where the spawn chunks are and where they are not. Okay, now I waited for more than 5 minutes, and I'm getting back here, and as you see on the ground here, there are still those stones that I threw here previously. So these chunks here, apparently they have been unloaded while I've been waiting. So these are not spawn chunks. And when we get over here, you see that at this point here, I've actually marked it already with torches. Here is an edge of something, and on the other side here we had stone, and on this side we didn't. And actually, if you look here at the line that says chunk, you see 14, 15 and 0. So we have a border here going from spawn chunks to non-spawn chunks. So now we're in the spawn chunks here, and this continues for I think it's like 192 blocks or something. It's a fixed number of chunks that and each chunk is 16 blocks, and so you can perhaps calculate this yourself. I don't recall the number of chunks actually. Is it like 12? It must be. It will end up to 192. And here we have the zombies still here, and we have 1 FPS, 2, 3. And actually all these feathers that I threw here on the ground in the start, they actually have despawned. So it's almost indicating that these are also spawn chunks. And for some reason some of these feathers that are in the system here, when the non-spawn chunks are unloaded, you see that actually it happens afterwards. It has in the past it has only been that they glitch out when the chunks are unloaded. The items are coming from spawn chunks getting into unloaded chunks, and then this item elevator doesn't work properly. But never mind that, it's details. So in any case, it means that we have close to 300 zombies here, and we almost did not have any mobs in the rest of the world, but we did have a lot of guardians. So let's get back here. Oh, it's so extremely annoying, it takes so long time. Let me see if I can find my way here. It's not that easy, because I've not really done proper work with these isles. It's they are very raw. They are unfinished. They are temporary, I should say. I have to do something more fancy later on, but never mind that at this point, because I don't really care about it at this point. Where did he get from? I know that it's quite close to a spawner here, but I wouldn't expect to see one here. Okay, so now we are back here at the ocean monument. So we have almost no mobs in the world. Actually, we do have a creeper here, but those guardians, they are still around. So the question now is the spawning of these guardians, is that not affected by the mob cap? And I actually have to think about that. We have to do some experiments to figure that out, and I will not do that today because it will be a too lengthy episode. But if you have any suggestion on how we can test it, try it out. If these guardians are affected by the mob cap or not, please let me know. I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say about that. One thing that I came to think of is, if we have a spawner really close here, we could actually try to, instead of having the mobs in the spawn chunks, we could try to have them here close by instead. It may have a different result. But I will get back to this in the next episode, basically. I think it's really interesting. Now I have to fight those elderly guardians without having the proper protection here, so to say. So I have to both fight the guardians and the elderly guardians. He haven't hit me yet, but sooner or later you get that mining fatigue, and then you're basically screwed. You cannot do anything properly here. So in any case, here for those wondering how it went last time with this system for cooking stuff, I cooked a lot. I have plenty of charcoal now. I have that for many weeks to come, basically. So this was actually a really good design. You can put this up at any temporary base where you need, for example, if you need a lot of glass or charcoal and things like that, you can actually put this up quite quickly and have it cooking stuff for you in an efficient way. So I think I will do something like this in my main base as well. Okay, so now I have to think about the proper experiments to do with these guys. See you next time. Bye.